Hello, Governor. How are you?
Hello there. Where's the three hellos? You've dropped it 2 weeks running.
Did
Come
I
on.
not? Did I not do it last week?
Come on, let's have it.
Hello, 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 DrayBarrels.
That's better. I feel that once you've introduced us properly, the cellar doors are fully open. So
It's a bit more
looking forward to
relaxed.
yeah, it puts me at ease, But I'm looking forward to tonight's show.
Me
Um
as well. Me as well. I've been craving a beer all day, working that, so I'm ready for
Changed
a
my
pint.
mind. Oh, I was in a conundrum about an hour ago. What one am I going to choose? And I've decided to hold back on one because I think it deserves a. It's from a brewery I've not done, and I think it deserves a little ride out on its own of a review on its own that I'll post in the week or something. So
A mini kind of segment.
yeah, a little mini episode, a mini disco type thing for
Yeah,
the
we'd
Dre
enjoy
Barrel.
those.
A one-on-one in the garage. Why not?
It
So how
makes
you been? All right?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just been busy and still a bit hot here in Texas, so I'm ready for a cool refreshing. I don't know how it is in Britain. Is it a bit cooler with
Oh,
autumn now?
we've definitely got a bit of a chill in the air, bit of a nip on the breeze. If you're outside and it's a bit windy, you can feel it a bit. Yeah, weather's changing. The
Yeah.
autumnal tones are still around. Before we go any further, what is on your t-shirt? It says two-stepping, and I can
Oh,
see it.
yeah. Sorry. So it's a cow
Oh,
and it's two-stepping. And this is a t-shirt designed by my good wife and her mother. And they did a range of t-shirts for a while. They had a little t-shirt business going and they were a bunch. They did one with a red kite, kind of a silhouette of a red kite, and
yeah.
on for Wales and stuff like that. But they did this for Texas. And yeah, I thought it was kind of, they found these old fun advertising that they could use, and this was the
Yeah.
cow on advertising, and it wasn't registered or something as a trademark, so they came up with their own logo. And thank you. Well,
Oh,
oh,
it's
I
very,
like your
very, I
shirt.
think the Darts would like that one, definitely.
I wonder if they have any in stock. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, because they did a bunch,
Right,
but
well,
yeah,
that right
dark.
under his boiler suit. Robert.
I know. Oh yeah, proper on the farm.
Do you want to change it to one step in for the Dutch?
And that's true. His old dance with the one step, right?
Yeah, we've mentioned it before. I'm sure the Dre barrels are quite a fay with the Dutch, but yeah, you'd
Oh,
like that t-shirt. It's very nice.
I know we have seen him once somewhere on the DrayMen's, but that was just a small segment, right?
Oh, it was an aperitif of what's to come if I ever see him again.
You will, Governor. Anyway, so and what we go on to next is I've got some beer news for you. And
I haven't got nothing. I'm dry. I
dry,
went,
dry,
I went,
dry.
I went to the barrel and it was bone dry. So, well, there wasn't. It was just nonsense. So I hope you've got something a bit better over there.
Oh, it was just dregs at the barrel for you.
Not even Drake's. If it had been Drake's, I could have bitten on that, but no.
Well, I got some exciting news for you, and I know you're going to enjoy it, being a Guinness fan. And so there's a Guinness official is opening a new tap room in the USA, which
Oh,
is exciting. I didn't realize they had tap rooms here, but apparently they do. But there's one
they've
off.
got that massive factories over there. The Guinness factory in one of the states is enormous.
I always thought they actually shipped Guinness over.
It's a fucking bullshit myth. Of course they
Wow,
don't.
wow, I
They,
never knew that.
they say they might do it to Britain, but no, you got fuck. Have a look. There's fucking huge, great Guinness factory over there.
Well, so I read. I mean, I was shocked. So it's basically it's open in this tap room. It's a bit of a ways off. It's 2023. So
Oh,
we've so Chicago have another year coming, but it's so they talk about it. Guinness beer evokes a sense of place, and it does, And
the
it
Windy City, then, yeah.
yeah, the Windy City, and obviously, as you know, it's a big Irish settlement of Chicago, right? New York and and Chicago were big Irish communities. I think
Oh,
maybe more New York, but yeah. So basically, huge quantity. They talk about St. Patrick's Day and how it's tied into Ireland. We all know that. And Maryland-based Open Gate Brewery opened in 2018. So that's the big brewery is in Maryland.
Yeah, that's one I must have seen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I've been to Maryland.
you've been?
Maybe if it's near West Virginia, perhaps.
I
Don't
think
know.
it is, isn't it? It's a small state, isn't it? There's a bunch of them together.
I heard it was called Maryland, opened by Dick Van Dyke many years ago.
I didn't hear that. I'll have to ask. So the plan is
he's gonna go up into space with Shatner.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
No, he
Because
isn't.
Shatner's 93, isn't he? And
Didn't he?
yeah, 93. And I wonder, because the last time I saw Dick Van Dyke, we watched the Mary Poppins sequel. And he was, did you see it? And he was in that, but he was the older guy from the bank and he got up on a table and did a jig.
Yeah, he's 95, I think. Older Van Dyke. Him and Shatner. That'd be a good night out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be almost as good as Beppy and Gaffney out on the town. Shatner and Van Dyke having it large.
Having it large.
Having it large in space.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Anyway, we've gone off the subject. So yeah, the Guinness is opening.
So yeah, basically, if you're listening, Van Dyke and Shatner, the plan is to open the doors on the West Loop neighborhood of Chicago in 2023, just before St. Patrick's Day, according to the Chicago Tribune.
Very handy.
So it's
on the Guinness front, just to add into that Guinness Zero is back on the shelves over here now.
Oh, yes.
So
Wow.
I'll get a pint because they had supposed to have been the big launch last year, and then they had to recall it because of some sort of bacterial thing they were worried about may have got into the can. So they recalled, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of cans at least, and then they've just relaunched again. So I'll try and get one of those little buttes, give it a review.
Do a little mini one or something, or even if you want to do St. Patrick's Day, you know, we traditionally do an Irish one. That's a long way.
I can't wait there.
That's a long way off. I worry because I've got, what did we do last time? I know you did Guinness, didn't you? And I did like Murphy's or something. There's only so many you can do. Oh no,
I did.
You did, and I did the cider, remember?
And then I made the mistake of putting green food colouring into a Guinness to try and recreate those green Guinnesses you see and everyone enjoying them. It was fucking rank.
Oh, listen back, folks. It's entertaining, to say the least. So hey, that's it, really. I mean, that's all it says. They do say it's 15,000 square feet, so it's a big old place. It won't match the 9,000-year lease Guinness has in Dublin. So there you go.
Only 9,000 years.
That's apparently, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm learning stuff.
I remember a friend of mine, he moved into a leasehold flat and they said to him, there's 929 years left, something like that, on the lease. And he said, oh, what? Like made a big deal of it. And the woman said to him, well, that's 900 years. You know, what are you worried about? And he says, I'm going to live forever, man. Good old Jeffrey. That's another one from the past. Old Jeff.
Imagine though, I mean, if you were thinking long term about your family, you know, and my grandchildren, my great, and so forth are going to be in there, and I want this place for them.
Who thinks like that?
I don't know. It's getting philosophical again, I suppose, if you're thinking long term.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, have a drink. Have a drink.
Yes, I will do. I've got a drink this week. Shall I introduce it?
Yes, please, Governor.
Well, this is it's from Brewdog, so it's not going to be a great deal on them because I've done a few Brewdogs over here before, very popular, and obviously popular in America as well and worldwide. But this is a new little. It's a collab, man. It's a collab.
Collab.
Yeah, short for collaboration. And it's called Tony's Jalapaloni.
Polony. What does that mean?
Jalapaloni. Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Or is it hopalony? Or is it holla? I was just thinking
Oh
hop.
no, it is Hopaloni.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
it
you
is.
go.
Or is it Ho-Po-Lo only? Who knows?
It's a
I should
plain.
think it's Hopaloni, like you just said, yeah. But it's Tony's. It's Tony's Hopaloni.
There's no baloney here.
Yeah, it
It's
isn't it? But I am waiting for a queue.
Oh, yeah. So sorry about that, but we
Not
are.
at all.
Look, I'm gonna say something here, right? Because we are introducing a little. We're gonna play it around a little bit, and we did mention, if you recall, that we were gonna try and do different segments, right?
Yeah,
And maybe mix.
if half of us fucking remember.
Well, yeah, I get distracted by such, but what we're gonna do. What's up here then?
So what type of beer is it? Oh, I'm glad you asked, finally. Tony's Jalapaloni is a white chocolate and raspberry milkshake IPA.
Oh.
So it's one of those milkshake ones that I've done a couple of, and I've sort of, I liked one of them not so much. So let's see how Brewdog have approached it. I haven't had one of their milkshake ones before, but that's what it is. It's a white chocolate one. I'll give you a bit of gumph about it later on.
Okay. All
When we
right.
go into that. But should I get a pour on, or?
Yeah, no, if you pour it and have a sip, and then I'll introduce mine then.
Okay, so this is the as I said, it's white chocolate raspberry milkshake. So let's see. It's in a regulation can. Nothing jazzy about it apart from the color. That's bright pink.
Yeah. Milkshake, I'm interested.
I can smell the raspberry.
Oh, this is gonna be, so it should be pretty hoppy, I'm guessing. Wow. It's a good pour.
Keep going, keep going. Come
What's
on.
that, pint?
It's that little bobbly one I have. I'm still going for it. Oh, Tony. Look at that. There you go.
Hoppy.
There's a little bit hazy to that.
Yeah.
Can't see through it, but it's a lovely head on that. Beautiful
It's
looking.
beautiful. It does look
Just like a milkshake. See?
it's in the name.
Smell the raspberries in it. Fairly sweet smelling. So here we are.
First impressions.
First impressions are it's definitely an IPA.
Good.
Oh, I can feel my ponytail growing, man. Cool. Get yourself an IPA.
Nice.
In the head, actually, I could taste a little bit of sweetness, which I suppose is the white chocolate.
Yeah.
Not too bad so far.
Ollie, that like, and I know you like your sours and stouts, but IPAs is a big thing, isn't it? And a lot of my friends, it is their favorite style.
It's cool.
It is very cool. It's very hipster beer. They love their IPA.
Yeah, I've got an IPA in my back pocket, man. Let's go. Oh, I'm doubling up. Cool.
All
What's
right.
it called? It's called Howling Moon, man. Oh, awesome. Anyway, why don't you join me? Why don't you join me?
May I, Canis? So my beer, it's actually from a brewery called Martin House Beer, and you guys know, I've talked about them many a time, and they almost do one every week. It's like every time I go to the shop, it's like a new Martin House Brewing, out of Fort Worth.
You want to get a room with them? Reviewed him last week.
I know what.
So.
And they liked our photo today, actually. So like Brewdog, you do like that. So but what is this beer?
What's that beer then?
Well, this beer is is hey, this is new, folks. We're messing around. This is a grape punch pickle beer. Remember I did that pickle beer?
Oh, it's the same place where you had the pickle beer, yeah?
Yeah, it's the same brewery. They just
So
did
the pickle beer is one of the grossest ones
I've
I
ever.
know that you've not really enjoyed. So fair play to you to going back to the well and scooping up a different variety. You're going to give it another whirl.
I'm going to
So,
try because
what's
it's
that say? Best made? Is that best made?
so
Oh,
Best Made Pickles are a pickle brand over here. So it's
beauty.
so this is I think they probably use the Best Made pickle juice to brew the pickle beer. And I had the pickle, but this difference in this is got grape, so it's grape punch.
Got
So,
any knowledge on it?
oh, he's got some knowledge on it, yeah. So I'm gonna give you what we were saying is try and give a bit of knowledge on sours, right? So I'm gonna
Yeah, give a little skinny on a sour. Come on.
so yeah,
Why are they so massively popular over there? And they are getting more and more popular over here, but
they
massive.
are. They're really expanding. So really what we need to delve into is the history of the sour a little bit and what it actually is. So I've got some gump view of what these sours are. Basically a beer, a sour beer, I should say, which is generally an acidic, tart, and sour tasting beer. And it's traditional sour beer styles. And so just to give you a few is Belgium, Lambics, Gueuze, and Flanders Red Ale, and the German Gose, which you actually had last week, recall?
The Gosa.
Gosa, so that's the right pronunciation, right? So
Yeah.
So, unlike modern brewing, which is done in sanitary environment and guard against intrusion of wild yeast, it's to do with wild yeast and breaking that down a little bit. Is so historically, the starter used from one batch to another is contained in some wild yeast and bacteria. Sour beers are made intentionally allowing the wild yeast strains and bacteria to mix in with the brew. So they're not kind of filtering that out, really. So that's kind of the science. There's a lot more to it. Microbes are used, and the idea of these microbes that actually achieves the tartness of it. The sucking in kind of thing is from those microbes that they use. And organic acids, and they use citric acid in it as well. So, and excessive amounts of acidulated malt. So it goes into a little bit. It's very risky to make a sour. It's just very tricky and hard, and it
Skilled.
take skilled. And I think that's the same way about lagers, which we'll delve into at some point. But sour style is very, very old, and the oldest brewery still in operation is Rodenbach Brewery, Rosslare, Belgium, and they started sours in 1836. So
Rosslare, Belgium.
Rodenbach Brewery in Rosslare, Belgium, yeah. So
That was in Ireland.
well, there's another one in
Yeah, they
Belgium.
got one. Maybe they've got one.
So, and as you know, the sours have spread outside Belgium into European countries, and of course, it's massive, as they say, across the United States and Canada. I don't know why it really started. I think it was just the explosion of the craft beer scene. IPAs became massive over here first, and then sour started creeping in. It was just a gradual thing, and I think it kind of stems from craft beers in general. It's just exploring, another
Do you
form of.
think that it'll eventually pop the
What?
scene? Because when I go on and I look at these beers, they're churning out tons and tons and tons of different varieties, and all of the breweries are. But it's going to get to a point where people will just be like, fucking hell, there's too much variety now.
Isn't that the thing with? Well, I don't know. I was going to say wines, and that obviously that's been going on so long. wine connoisseurs, but there's not as many styles, right, as beers. So it's
Maybe we'll
it,
see. I just will
but
think that sometimes maybe there's so many now.
and it's like it gets too much. I mean, it's good for people like us who just like to try different things. I mean, who would have ever heard of a grape punch pickle beer? Who would have ever heard of a pizza flavored beer, you know? And
You know, white chocolate and raspberry flavored beer. I mean,
exactly,
raspberry lends itself, obviously, a fruit, and you
yeah,
expect chocolatey with a stout, but you know, this
but
yeah, I like the fact they're experimenting, but I just think, obviously, I suppose that's what they do is when one isn't selling so well, they drop it off and have another one come in, don't they? Rotate it a bit.
I think as
You know,
well,
small batch brewing to test the market, I suppose.
yeah, and I think sometimes you do get a bit overwhelmed, and sometimes all you want is just a basic stout and just
Yeah.
a basic cider or a basic lager. You don't want like all these mixes. It's I I don't know. I mean,
We had because it's coming up. You know, it's not coming up to Christmas, but the shops are starting to fill up with Christmas stuff. So, like over here, I don't mind drinking a little bit of Bailey's. You know, the liqueur, creamy Irish liqueur thing. I don't mind a bit of that. So, obviously, the wife's bought some of that,
oh yeah,
and then she bought one with fucking apple in it, like
what a
an
Bailey's?
apple flavored Bailey's. It's like, no, I like Bailey's. I don't want other shit in it. Like the gin, I like gin and tonic. I don't want fucking pumpkin gin and fucking elderflower tonic because I like the taste of gin and tonic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like gin. I like gin and lemonade. I'm not a big fan of gin and tonic. Well, it's okay, but it's well, my dad he always drinks Bailey's and brandy. That's his mix,
Oh,
you
he's a
know.
fucking monster, isn't he? He's die hard. That's what he is.
I'll have to tell him that one. But
I
that's
know what's going to happen. A couple of years' time, you're going to get the resurgence of Skull Lager, and the beer scene's going to go. The craft beer scene's going to go pop, and everyone will be drinking Skull Lager and Tennant Super again.
I haven't
Get
seen that for
mashed up.
years.
Get mashed up because I can't afford all these other ones.
And imagine, and Woodpecker cider comes back with a vengeance, and there's no strong. Well, there's still strong, but it comes on the fringes. And Castlemania
Big
X.
can of Fax Lager. You know, it's like a fat can like that.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll be drinking
I know.
the
God, it's like
70s.
those Foster's cans, big
Oh,
like
that
that.
top one, yeah.
I
Cool.
know. But I'm not going to say much more about sours because the science does get a bit boring sometimes. But there are a couple of there's a different styles of sours which really are. They break it down into a few categories, which are American Wild Ale. I've done one of those. Berliner Weiss, Flanders Red Ale. I've never seen that one, or some people call it Flemish Red. Gose, what you did. Gose, and the lambic. And I think I've talked about that. That's more centered around fermented beer made in the Brussels region of Belgium. And the last one they make is the Oud Bruin, and it comes from the Flemish region of Belgium, and it's darker in color than the Flanders Red, so it's more of a darker sour, basically. So that's it, really. That kind of explains the sour. I always compare them to ciders, and the only reason why, and we talked about it before, is like we've been to a few country pubs in the West Country, and we've had like a cider, traditional farmhouse cider, and it has tasted like a sour, and it's just almost like drinking a vinegar, And some
No, that stuff was dog shit. I reckon it was just fucking old off stuff they served up because we were visiting. You know, got to get rid of some rank beer that they had out the back, so they served it up and said it was some farmhouse cider, and it was horrible.
It was rank, wasn't it? But I'm almost in my mind. I'm like, if I tried it now, would I appreciate it more? Probably not.
But you had to look at that pub we was in and realise that the thick layer of dust everywhere,
Oof.
maybe they didn't tend to their pumps as they should.
It makes you worry. Anyway,
Do you
can I
remember
pull my-
the dartboard was made out of the stump of, what do you call it? I can't think what they call it. A cookie of a tree, and they cut the cookies out of trees, and they hang them up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what
No,
they call them. In it when they're testing saws, they cut like an inch thick or maybe a 2-inch thick section of the tree, and it's called a cookie. So it was made, and that had wires on it. It was like that, the dartboard. So yeah, but you haven't even opened it. I
know.
apologize.
No,
Get
it's
it
okay. I wanted to give
Ray
you
silence. Get on it.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Let's see. I got this little one because it's stubby fuck. I was going to use the Duckworth, but it's only a stubby fucker, so
I wouldn't pour that in a Duckworth.
no. Oh my God.
Prime Minister had a Duckworth.
Oh, I saw that. What was it? Bitter he had in it?
Bitter, and then he had fish and chips. Utter fool. I mean, how can you run a country when you comb your hair with a bloom? I tell you what, that's a nice pour. It looks a nice drink.
It's dark, isn't it?
Is it purpley?
Yeah.
He's not always wincing, people.
Oh my God.
DrayBarrel, he's
It actually, it smells of, because I've had the pickle one before, and it smells slightly sweeter than that. So that kind of bodes well. I should try and get the pickle out of my mind and just go with it. It has a strong perfumey smell, pickle and perfume. If you can, you can envisage. If you can, that's not the right word. If you can smell such a thing. All right, let's go for it. DrayBarrels. Actually, that's not too bad.
I'm trying from side. His shoulders went from side to side.
I think it was the initial taste.
Like an older Michael Caine.
I know. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, you're not wincing like you were on the other one, so it's not too bad. Maybe the adding of the grape has helped it.
I think so. You can definitely kind of initial taste. You can pick up that pickle, but then it gets a bit softer and a bit more perfume, almost perfumey in a way. It almost tastes of perfume. I wouldn't say. Well, I guess there's grape in there, and I don't know. I can't really pull the grape flavor too much. It almost tastes like a sweet perfume. Yes.
But what about the pickle element? Is there a tang of pickle in it or not?
Yeah, but it's almost subtle now. It compared to when I've had just the pickle.
You should introduce old Martin House to Piccalilli. Get him to do a Piccalilli one there. That is. Piccalilli is mustard and cauliflower.
I used to love a bit of piccalilli. Oh my goodness, imagine that. Cauliflower. How would that go?
Haven't we done this when we went through all the vegetables?
I think we did, didn't we? You're talking about, yeah.
What you got? Oh, I got a cauliflower IPA. Yeah, lovely.
You know what? I honestly don't think it'll only be a matter of time until they start doing that kind of shite. Yeah. Let's be honest here. But I think, did I ever finish the last one? Did I finish that pickle one or that pizza one? I think I did.
Oh, yeah. I think you enjoyed that.
That was rank. Sorry, Martin House. That was rank. Yeah, good. Anyway, I wouldn't say good, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll see where the ratings come out here.
Imagine if, like, just thinking about Guinness there for a second, with the Guinness draft can, you get a widget in it, you know, that little sort of ping pong ball type of thing that helps the nitro bit in it kick out and all that. Imagine if in that can there was a pickle. Just a pickle in the can.
Well, it probably will work, and you could eat it because it's essentially pickling the pickle, right?
Oh
in the
yeah.
beer.
I like pickles though. I love those. You know, they're only little cucumbers, aren't they? So
Yeah, I love it. Or as we call them in Britain, gherkins, but I obviously call them pickles now since being here. But I do
we call it. Isn't that odd? We do call them gherkins.
gherkins, right?
Then we have pickle. Branston's pickle.
So pickle for me
Oh,
and you are
that's clever.
onions, are round little onions. That's pickles, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, pickled onions. Yeah.
So have you been thinking on that question? Have you been thinking I've been drinking an onion beer, a mini
No.
onion? Okay, you knew.
Yeah.
Okay, so but yeah, that's what
It looks like those aubergines on that you get on you know, the WhatsApp characters to send, didn't it? Hold that can up.
oh
Looks like
yeah.
those squirting aubergines you keep sending me.
Oh yeah. You're getting sick of those, are you?
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by it.
Um,
Weird.
do you remember there was a aubergine character in that Nintendo game? He was a big, oh, they called him Eggplant, and he was just an
Oh, that's what they're called over there, aren't they? Eggplant.
eggplants. That's right. Yeah, I've never tried one, but it's weird. The I would still call
If
it
they
an
grew
aubergine.
eggs, I'd try one.
Oh
Like
yeah,
tomatoes. If you had eggs like tomatoes.
is it like? But isn't that weird? And it's almost like weird things they use over here, like eggnog. Does that actually contain eggs, though?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll let them off.
Actually, I don't know. I made some a couple of years back. I made a massive bowl of it because I was obsessed by. I mean, really, we should save this for a Christmas one, but by the,
Mm.
you know, the Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one of our favourite Christmas films, and he
Love
has a
it.
bit of that, and so I made some, and it was pretty boozy, and everyone sort of had a taste of it. And so, okay, so I ended up drinking pretty much all of it. It's loads of cream and shit in it in there.
There is. I think I had it once over here. We went somewhere, and I think it was Kit's auntie or something, and we had it, and that was the first time I ever had it. And my in-laws not too keen on it, so we don't do. I just do sherry every Christmas. I get a big bottle of sherry, you know.
It's like it's a bit like a White Russian when you have like milk and whiskey. Oh, maybe the pickle's kicking in
They
there.
did just that initial. I don't think I've had it.
So shall I give you a bit of gumph about this?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, that's sure. Because you haven't drunk. Oh, you've drunk most of it.
this beer is a 6.3 IPA, as I said, in the milkshake style, and it's called Tony's Hopaloni because Tony's Chocolonely is a Dutch chocolatier that they've collabed with.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
Tony's Chocolonely is trying to have slave-free chocolate because around the world everyone loves chocolate, and you know, you get chocolate anything these days, including this beer.
Yeah.
And they're using with Brewdog, who are all environmental, as we've gone on about before, and zero carbon and all that. They've used them to sort of spread their message a bit, which is great. Now, Tony's has a big branch of chocolates that it sells, like this proper sort of slab chocolate, all different varieties, and it's to stop slavery in the chocolate trade. Because in West Africa, where they have the coca beans and everything, there's a lot of child slavery, and
No.
there's a lot of middlemen making a lot of money and not giving it to the farmers, and people are living in poverty and all that type of thing. So it's a very ethical thing, Tony's is, and that's why they've teamed up with Brewdog to put the message out there a bit and try and stop the slave trade in the chocolate industry. So
I
wasn't
wouldn't have
aware
never
of
known.
that, so it worked.
No,
So
I've
it has
never
worked,
heard.
and I've seen on the Instagram some of our friends, DrayBarrels and other beer craft beer people, and that we follow and that follow us, that there's been a couple of people that have reviewed this. It's just sort of come out in the last couple of months. So it's United We Stand for Better Beer.
So that's great.
And which is the Brewdog thing. But if I can just read this, it says Brewdog and Tony's Chocolonely are united for the better beer and a better world. We're on a mission to help save our planet by inspiring you to act and care for the only home we have. We believe beer and chocolate can be a force for good. We'll be making a donation for every can sold to the Chocolonely Foundation to support Tony's mission to make all chocolate 100% slave free.
That's fantastic,
Talk
isn't
it up,
it?
Tony.
Yeah, cheers to that. That's a good
Cheers,
thing.
Tony.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
So I like their play of words though. Chocolonely, hopaloney, pony.
Yeah, fucking it's easy for you to say. You jerk off. So let me give you a little bit. Obviously, we talked about Brewdog before and the hotels that are in America and all that. Originally Scottish. This can is from Ellen or Elon, which is a small sort of town above Aberdeen in Scotland. But it has attached to the brewery a really cool looking tap room. It's gnarlified. That's the only way to say it is gnarlified.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can imagine it being real tubular on a real busy night. Very nice looking. So I encourage everyone to have a look at that.
Definitely.
And that's about it. I'm going to go into the history of Brewdog. I've done it a couple of times, and I think that if anyone follows this, then they know about Brewdog anyway. I'll list a couple of newer beers that they've got this year. They've got Hazy Jane, which is a peach IPA. They've got White Space, which is a wheat beer. And then as I was scrolling through, they had one a few years ago, which was the most alcoholic beer on the planet at the time. I think it's been usurped by some other disgusting tasting beer in America somewhere, but it was called Strength in Numbers. And at the time, I think you can still get it. It was a 57.8 proof beer.
Oh, bloody hell. That's nuts.
Yeah, but they come out like that fucking like winey tasting muck.
Yeah, whereas like just being aged for so long, probably, right?
Yeah, right. And the only other thing that I saw that was new was the Doghouse, which is their new bar in Manchester, has opened this year. So that's all good news.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So they just keep getting bigger, essentially. Yeah. Oh, that's great news.
I did see the Brewdog when I was in London in Shepherd's Bush, and I walked right past it and went straight down a fucking properly Cockney boozer. Thank you very much.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait. Oh, proper. Do you reckon they are talking about that? Is like, do you think there's bacon beers out there? Bacon tasting beers? Because
if it could be anywhere, it'd be America.
Well, no, do you remember a few years back? I don't know if it's still on now, but it was a show dedicated to bacon. And this guy, I don't think it was the guy that does drivers, dive-ins and dives, that guy. Maybe it was him. But he's always trying these different bacon dishes. But the bacon, it was exploring bacon dishes, but like desserts as well as savory. So savory and sweet, and they say bacon.
Yeah, well, they do have it because in America you can put maple syrup on bacon and pancakes, can't you? So and that works. I've had that. It's lovely.
Did you like it? I couldn't get on with it. See, I liked it because the breakfast plates over here. That's how it goes. There's syrup, pancakes, bacon, eggs, all on the same plate, mixed together.
Yeah, and I like that. Nice.
Grits. No, it's yeah.
Oh, you do a bit of your grits on there, yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah, well, but yeah, it could be. Maybe there is one out there. I'll have to research that. Maybe that's my challenge for next week.
Going for a bacon bitter.
Bacon Oh, one, mate. Here's one for Boris. Boris is bacon bitter.
Oh.
Chocolate. Somebody's missing a trick there. They should get on that, shouldn't they? Now he's talking about it. Boris is bacon bitter. And your fish and chips. It's a special deal down Weatherspoons.
That leads on to my something later on, actually.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But I just quickly on my beer, it's a 6.5%. It's classified as a fruited sour. There's not really any more info on it. There's no story behind this. It's just them messing about, having a daft laugh and that. And but no, look, it's all right. But Martin House Brewing are a brewery I've talked about. I'm just quickly going to mention that they're from Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. So it's north, like I said previously, it's north of Austin. So it's probably like San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. So you see them everywhere. Every supermarket I go to, all the off licenses, they all have it. Just to kind of show that another new beer they've got going on, because I've listed a lot of beers before. This is one I've had in the fridge. I picked up last week. Mystic Mountain Blueberry. That's a blueberry.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Blueberry Gosa. And I always love their artwork on these cans. Not, they do this with a pickle one.
Hello, monkey.
Hey, monkey. I said a monkey, innit? But like, you saw the one I had this week was the big blue fish, which was a sour.
And it was actually blue, yeah?
Yeah, did you see that picture? Did I show it?
Blue.
It was blue. It was absolutely just pure blue. It was crazy.
So what did it taste like?
Actually did taste like raspberries. So they really captured the taste, So
we talked about that before. Why do they choose blue for raspberries?
We got into that. So who knows? It seems odd. So I'm excited by this blueberry one. I'm speculating this one will be blue. They've got all other kinds of stuff. I'm not going to really name any more. You see me with one every single week. So that's all I've got to say, Governor, on mine.
Same here, really.
Same here. Shall we
rate it at the end? That's all I got. So
okay. Well, let me find what we do next. I'm all of a giver. I'm all of a, but
It's Drake of the week.
So dregs.
Underwater, isn't he? Dregs of the week. Okay, well, I'll kick off because we sort of skimmed over it then. I mean, I mentioned our beloved Prime Minister, and also you was on about Dallas, which reminded me of the oil fields in the 80s TV series of the same or name, Dallas, and how much oil you guys have over there. And what my dreg of the week is, it's scaremongering and panic buying, because
I know
someone decided to say, because we haven't got many drivers over here at the moment, we might not get enough petroleum gas, if you want me to translate for you, around the country. So that sort of was said, and then everyone shit themselves. And I don't know, but it's like whispers that go around, and then someone goes, better go to the petrol station then. And then everyone panics, goes to the petrol station, runs them dry, fills up, and they don't need to. And then the people that really need the petrol can't get it. And it's brought the country not to its knees as such, but it slowed everything down and shit people up again. And then the food shortages and all this type of thing. It's because we left Brexit, we left Europe with Brexit, and it's going to take a while. It's not going to be instant. So things like this are going to happen. And a lot of people are just fucking thick and don't realise that.
No, it does happen. Actually, you talk about that, but I think I messaged you in the week about it. But these this scare stuff happens normally once a year over here. So, or once every 2 years, we get a scare, and it's normally if there's a hurricane in the Gulf, everyone starts panic buying in the gas stations, and there's queues, and I have to run out and fill up petrol cans for work for the vehicles, and it's just stupid. And then like there was something with the stock market or something a couple of years back, and suddenly everybody's panic buying again. There's plenty of gas in Texas. There's plenty of petrol. It's just ridiculous.
I always think, conspiracy theories and whatnot. I always think that someone releases that shit, and then the news is full of stuff, and something else is going on in the background.
Somebody pulling some strings higher.
Yes. No. What I mean is something big is happening.
Oh,
But then everyone's concentrating on some bullshit thing that's going on, about petrol and stuff like
almost like to disguise it.
that. Yeah.
It's kind of a little, what do you call it? A smoke screen.
Yeah. Little
Smoke screen,
diversion tactic. Yeah. I think that happens quite a lot. I personally think that something's happening with that COVID thing. Like it was all,
I know.
they know more than what's going on.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Yeah, but this petrol, I don't know. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I hate that. I wonder.
My trick is people, I suppose, let's get down to the dreg of it, is that worry. I can understand people worrying, but it's the sheep mentality of, oh my God, we've got to do it. We had it here last year when someone said, oh, at this rate, because everyone's on lockdown, we might run out of toilet rolls. And the bloke who supplies or the biggest toilet roll manufacturers going, no problem with it. No one paid no attention to him. I just went out and people were, and even it happened in Australia, they were fighting over toilet rolls.
It happened here. It was the same here.
And I mean, what is that about? Like, you wouldn't expect, of all the things in the world, you'd be worried about water. You can understand if punch-ups were happening, like something had happened to the water, it was contaminated, you needed bottled water. But at the end of the day, if you had to have a shit and there was no toilet, you just pick your old clothes, cut them up, wipe your ass on them.
And good
people, sheep, absolute sheep.
And leaves as well. My boss, fair play on him. He gave us toilet rolls in work. He said, "Oh, don't worry, I've got plenty here," because he has big boxes of them. We actually joined a subscription service later, around the same time. So we get recycled toilet rolls now. Not actually toilet.
Oh, that helps you with your habit.
No, it's bamboo. It's something made with bamboo and recycled paper or something. And so we get a box delivered. We've got bloody stacks of the stuff now. It's like another box comes and it's a subscription service, so we never have to buy toilet rolls again. And we just
I got 6 arseholes in my house without including the animals. Bloody hell, we go through a 9-pack couple of days, mate. Bosh.
I bet.
Well,
well.
So what's your drag then? That was mine. Mine's pretty current. So.
No, that's okay. I'm getting to my drag anyway. So my drag is it's technical car issues, but I'm talking about the computer kind. So I had to change the battery this week in my car, actually today, and now I have to put a code, and we don't know what this code is for the radio, to use the radio again. And
this what happenstance is this? That happened to the car at work. I went into the logbook, I found the 4-digit code, put the code back in. Oh no, that's not the motherfucking code. And then the boss, being the genius that he is, went, "It'll be 0000." And I just went, "It's fucking not that, mate." With gritted teeth, sounding like a sheep. No, mate. So there's no radio in that car, one of the service cars we have at work.
Jeez, I swear it's just, and like my son, he was like, put the radio on, Dad. I want to listen to some music. I said, no, I can't, because I plug my phone in and we do it through that. And he said, oh, just play it from your phone. You're not going to hear it. No, I can't. I'm not doing that. So there was a bit of an argument over that. And I was like, no, but not just that. I keep getting this bloody thing flashing up. I do need to get my oil changed. I'm going to do it on Friday. I got it changed in July, and it keeps flashing every time I go into the car, and I got to press a button to do it. You are 1,400 miles over on your oil change. I no, don't keep reminding me and flashing up, and I can't get rid of it.
You've had an oil change in July. You're going to have another one. Why?
Well,
it's just the car. It's making you buy it. You only need one a year.
That's my, yeah, well.
I don't even do that. Fuck it.
Don't. I'd be the same, but hey, there's forces above that tell me otherwise. So I just have to, I do actually.
The woman next door gives oil changes. But
Oh.
only the strange men that she picks out.
That's not a bad neighbor, eh? So maybe you need to do that, come around there. So
no, you don't. You've got the wrong end of the stick there.
Well, it might be cheaper. I don't know.
You'll have to listen back to that part.
Okay.
So let's have a look then. Let's get to the review section. Okay. So I'm going to go for a Tony's Jalapaloni Bologna as a milkshake, which is probably the third one I've reviewed. Maybe it's good. It's good. In milkshake land, it's good. But we mark on the DrayMen's scale, which is rigid for all beers, sours, bitters, ales.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed it. It's not as off-putting as one I had before. Whether I would choose it in a pub again, like I say, it's like a novelty thing for me, these things. One's all right, but would I have another one? I'd probably have something else that I prefer. But I'm going to go for a 7 out of 10 for the brew. Tony's Bologna.
That's pretty good.
Thank you very much. And the ethics behind it is top notch. So well done.
Fair play. No, that's a good rating. I guess I should break pickle beer down into a rating. Good grief. I mean, it's not as bad as the previous pickle beer I had. So I did just rate it on a sour rating. I will go. Actually, I've enjoyed. Let me finish it off.
If that's real grapes, you're going to be regular tomorrow.
Oh, good grief. That recycled bogro won't last long.
You'll be shitting through the eye of a needle.
oh my goodness grief.
Dirt box.
Oh, I hope I've got some good literature. Anyway, so it'll be I'm gonna go with a 6.5 because I haven't disliked it, but I haven't hated it. I think that's reasonable.
I think that's quite a high.
It is actually. It's been kind of. I've enjoyed the perfuminess of it. It's made it slightly more interesting. So, yeah. And I've been
the Piccalilli version next.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. If it has a bit of ham with it, I might be on board, but we'll see. So there we go. Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah, it was an interesting week. Enjoyed it.
Definitely.
So watch out for my one. I will do one within the next few days about the beer that I tossed up tonight. Which one I would choose, but I'll put that out there because I think it deserves some props, man. Be totally cool.
Give it the kudos it deserves.
Oh, maximum kudos. Tons of props.
Show it all. I'll try and do a little mini one, and then we'll and some photos perhaps in the week, and then we will be back with you next week. I'm thinking we'll be getting towards Halloween, and I'm thinking of looking at Oktoberfests and pumpkins coming up in the next few weeks. So
good.
Let's
I
try and
mean,
do some of that. Maybe a stout.
all right, then, you northern southern fairy monkey junkie.
I thought you were going to say
see
states.
correctly.
I thought, yeah, from the southern northern states. I will see you directly. Ta-ra!
Ta-ta.